Hello, welcome to this new video. I'll begin by clarifying that this technique cannot truly be categorized as self-deliverance. While it might not require the human intervention of a deliverance minister, it does require divine assistance for its completion. This is because it essentially consists of asking God to free us from our demonic oppression. Now, God's ways are unpredictable, and He could deliver us from the evil spirits that afflict us directly, or He could place people in our path who will help us achieve this goal. It's also important to note that God's response times are highly variable, and although our request could be answered immediately, it could also take days, weeks, months, or even years before we receive a response. Or, in the worst-case scenario, we might not receive one at all for various reasons. Among these, the most common one is that the person is unwilling to abandon certain negative habits or attitudes that hinder their liberation. On the other hand, and although it may seem contradictory, it's also important to acknowledge that in certain cases, a demonic deliverance is necessary as a first step to rid oneself of certain vices or sins. Due to these unexpected response times, I've placed this technique at an advanced level on the scale of complexity. While it might be the simplest technique if one obtains an immediate divine response and help, it could also require considerable time, effort, and perseverance if we only receive divine assistance after requesting it for a long period of time. Now, to communicate our request to God, we don't need to use fancy words or perform rituals. It's enough to ask for what we desire respectfully, using our own everyday language. We must open our hearts to the Almighty with complete sincerity and without hypocrisy to increase the likelihood of receiving an answer. The most important conditions for receiving deliverance from demons through direct divine intervention are probably the following. First, intensely desire to be freed from the demonic oppression that afflicts us. And second, have the conviction that God will hear our plea and help us. And lastly, to be willing to quit any sin that could impede our deliverance or that could drive the spirits back to us in case we are delivered. God bless you all.